Right then, welcome back to L5 Star FC. It is a big one. Manchester United, Dan are here. It was finished 5-0. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5-0. Mate, 5-0. Can't even get the words out of my mouth. It's so emphatic. We got the job done. And you know what? We've got a full show for you today, guys. So make sure that you hit that like button. You support the channel. Make sure if you enjoy the content you do see, hit that like button. And if you are enjoying this content and you want to see more of it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. But enough of the talk. You guys know what to do. Let me start bringing in the regulars from the show. So we're going to start with Big Boy Ben. How's it going, lad?
5-0. I'm good, man. 5-0. Like, fuck. I don't think I've laughed that much in a game of football in my life, man. But fuck, yeah.
Yeah, we will take it. We will take it, mate.
We'll take it. Let me keep it in. Let me keep it in.
Yeah, big up, Ben. And we'll welcome the next person, Salah. How's it going, bro? How's it going, G?
I'm good, man. Fantastic. I'm doing well.
Glad you're doing well. And we're going to bring in Ollie in. It is Wakar Hussein. Big up, Liverpool related and doing absolute bits on his Instagram. Big shout out to Liverpool FC related. Big up, Wakar. How are you doing, bro? Long time no see, mate.
I'm gas, fam. I'm a bit disappointed at sacking all you.
Yeah, disappointed, but you know we'll talk about that all very soon. But guys, make sure please feel free to get involved in the talk show and the discussion. Drop a few comments in the live chat because the more comments you drop in that chat elevates the stream and it makes it a better discussion for all of us. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a kickoff question. Welcome if you are new coming to the show. We're going to start with a kickoff question, and that kickoff question is going to start with the very simple question. Salah, he produced an absolute madness. He scored 3 goals yesterday. Me and Ben were on the last week's talk show, and we said Salah is the best player in the world right now. But this is the question. Can Salah reproduce the record-breaking season? Can he break his own records? 32 goals that he scored in 17-18. At this rate, if he gets the same amount of goal and assists, by the end of the season, he'll have 64 combined goal and assists, which does really prove to you how insane he is currently at the moment in terms of form and producing goals and assists. So, Ben, we're going to come to you first, mate. Can Salah reproduce that record-breaking season and help us to silverware, hopefully?
I think he can reproduce the season in terms of his goals scored in all competitions, but I don't think he'll break his own Premier League record because he is gonna leave in January for AFCON, so he's gonna miss about 8 games. So because of that, I don't think he'll break his Premier League record, but he could have a crazy season, overall, like in all competitions, if he carries on with the form that he's on now, definitely.
Yeah, and obviously a question, Salah, I'm going to ask you next, obviously the question, can Salah reproduce the numbers, the spectacular numbers he produced back 4 years ago? But actually, I'm going to come to you, Wakar. Can he reproduce them numbers, or even better and even closer to the date, the short term? He's on a goal streak. Can he break Vardy's record and break that 11 game, run that Vardy did back 3 or 5 years ago, I think it was. And, what is written to be, what is meant to be, is that game, if he does go on to break it, will be at Goodison Park, Everton. Will he break it, and will he reproduce the numbers that he did back a few seasons ago?
I think he'll come very close, considering he's going to have to miss out a few games due to AFCON and whatnot. But I feel like he's going to get more goal contributions because this season he's getting involved. He's getting involved with the assists. He's working for the team a lot more. In 17-18, personally, I think he was getting the goals. He didn't, give us the assists and whatnot. But I think he'll come very close. But again, the AFCON, especially with I think he'll come very close, but I don't see him breaking it though.
Yeah, it's obviously breathtaking what he's doing at the moment, and it'd be, I think we'd be overreacting a bit too much if we were to say that he would keep this consistent form over, a 38 game season, considering he will have a dip at some point. And I do expect him to bounce back from that dip. But what we're seeing from Mo Salah is the most complete Mo Salah, in my opinion, that we've seen since he's been at the club. So look, I think what he's doing now, we just need to enjoy what he's doing now, and obviously the record that hopefully he can break at Goodison Park. I think for him, for his personal, what he will be thinking is going to every game, each game, the next game. He won't be thinking straight away about Goodison Park. He'll be thinking, right, next game is Brighton. Let's go and get a good result at Brighton, and let's try and contribute there. But to be fair, he's got 10 goals and 5 assists already this season, 15 goal involvements. It's absolutely insane, Ben, to say the least. But what I want to do to you is, obviously, as Salah comes back, we're going to go straight into the Manchester United 0, Liverpool 5. Oh, it just has such a good ring to it. This is the part where we react to it. And Ben, obviously, you had a lot to say before we brought you on. And you obviously did a really good preview, breaking down the team to start the game and all that sort of stuff. Did you get what you expected from Manchester United? Were you expecting that imbalance, or did you think that it was a total surprise to not see Manchester United turn up at the races?
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like I expected a lot more from them, because of the fact that we were playing at Old Trafford. So I thought that they'd give us, some competition. But I don't want to come on here and talk about them, because it is a Liverpool channel. But the first goal we scored, man, that pressing was disgusting from them, bro. Like, I mean, I don't think I've seen a team press that bad in my life, actually. So, but it's good because, when teams play that shit, you have to punish them, and that's what we did, man. So, yeah, it was good for us to get the early goal, especially to kind of, quiet the crowd down, and then get our second, not shortly after that. Not to get our things shortly after that. But I expected them to, give us more of a challenge, really, but they didn't really come to the party.
Yeah, I mean, you've obviously hit the nail on the head there. We should be talking about Liverpool. But what I'm going to ask you, Wakar, is, that result, it was so significant for our season, in my opinion. Coming against Man City, coming against Chelsea, coming against Manchester United, to drop points in all 3 of those games, I think would have been a big impact to, the whole season. You've got to win them games if you want to win the title. And, I think getting that really, if you're winning it 1-0, you're still winning the game, but to win it 5-0, it just eradicates the performances against Chelsea and Man City, because our opponents think, right, they're here to stay and they're going to contend, because that's the Liverpool we seen 2 years ago that won the title. But what I want to ask you is, that result, was it a culmination of both Liverpool's brilliant attacking play, or was it predominantly Manchester United's poor defending, that imbalance in midfield that we've seen over the past few weeks? Which one, did you see most, and which one impacted the game the most?
I think, well, first of all, I'm going to say, I thought we could have played better than we did, because I thought sometimes maybe we could, go forward and do something else rather than, trying to go backwards and restart again. But I think it's both, to be honest. The defense was shocking, but then again, the movement, Firmino, Jota as well. I think, United, Wan-Bissaka, I didn't know what he was doing for the first goal. So I think it was both of them, because I just, if that's any other team, you wouldn't see Liverpool's attack scoring 5 against that. But, because they played that shape, players like our attack are going to destroy that, because, it's not good enough to be calling yourselves title contenders and getting shot on at home 5-0. It's unacceptable, man. If I was a United fan, I'd be pissed. I'd be livid, that cannot be happening at home, especially with the defense, man. They were shocking. But, credit to Salah, Firmino, Jota, Naby Keita as well.
Yeah, fair play with Carr. Now we're going to jump to Salah, and obviously, there's been recent reports over the past few hours that Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ole could be sacked by the end of the day. You know what? I want him to stay for the whole purpose that it'll be good for Liverpool, it'll be good for the teams around. It just we instantly know that they're not going to contend for any trophy because they're just shocking, mate. But to have Jose Mourinho out and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out on the back of two Liverpool performances, it's just funny, bro. But obviously, Manchester United reaction. How did you see the game? And were you happy what you've seen going forward in terms of us going forward for the league?
Very happy. I think you're happy with the 2-0, but a 5-0, you're ecstatic. I think our performance was just top notch, but anyone could say, Ole's incompetent. He doesn't have the players. Number one, he does have the players. The only argument you can have is Ole's incompetent in his tactical awareness, but that's not our fault. We did what we had to do. Absolutely smoked them, and what a performance. I think Naby Keita was brilliant. Hopefully that injury is not serious. I don't know. I think we're going to find about that in the next few days. Salah was amazing. I think the whole team was amazing. As a unit, we were amazing. The way Henderson and Milner dropped in to make it a pivot, 4-2-4 at times. It was amazing. I think the whole team, the way structured, it was amazing. Kanate had that absolutely amazing game. I think there was a lot of eyebrows raised when it said that he would start instead of Matip, but he certainly delivered. And I think that's just showing that he can be Van Dijk's future partner, because I think for Gomez, it's going to take so long for him to come back. Matip, if he keeps on playing like this, I don't see why he should keep Matip out of the team. But again, Matip's been our best centre-back this season, so you can't discredit him that easy. But I've just got a message, and I've just seen Twitter. It looks like Ole's getting sacked. I think I've got a few sources that's messaged me saying that he's gone. So it's a bit sad, but again, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, it's part of the business. I mean, for our sake, I think, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I mean, what he produced in that season, PSG, the way he turned the ship around, I think was... You have to give him credit, exactly, and with the players that he had at that point, they looked shocked when Mourinho left, and the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer picked up the pieces, I think, was really good. But I think for him, he's taken them to where I cannot see him taking Manchester United any further. I think if you look at him, I think it's asking a man with one leg to run 100 meters in under 10 seconds. It's just an impossible task to do. But this comment, I'm going to come to you, Ben, on this one. We took our foot off the gas in the second half. We could have won like 10-0. Obviously, that Paul Pogba red card, we're going to go to that one. And it was definitely a red card for me. He was out of control. He lunged. It was reckless. Anyone who doesn't think that's a red card clearly hasn't understood the laws of the game. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Naby Keita injury. And I think what I want to build off this is the fact that we were in such a period of the game where we were starting to run riot, in the sense we were 5-0 up at this point. We could have won 8-0. Do you think that if the red card didn't happen, we could have won by a bigger margin?
Personally, I don't think so, because for like the last 20 or so minutes, we kind of just, we just took our foot off the gas because we just wanted to control the game. It was more of a professional performance. And I mean, as fans, we always we want to see our team, going, all guns blazing. To be honest, I got a bit frustrated when we were just, passing it around, playing keep ball, because I wanted to see more goals. But these guys are professionals. That was a professional performance. So for the last 20 minutes, they basically just turned it into a training session. And I feel like that was Klopp's instruction, to just gain control of the game and, just see it out. Because he knows that no matter if you win 5-0 or 1-0, either way, you're still getting 3 points. So he won't let the scoreline fool him. And like I said, these guys are professionals. They're not going to be good, going chasing goals to, win 10-0 or 9-0 or whatever. They just wanted the win. At 5-0, they knew they were going to win. So they decided, let's just take it easy. we have a game midweek. There's no need to like exhaust
Yeah,
ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. The point you're getting at, and obviously that injury for Naby Keita was obviously, it's frustrating because it looked like he was starting to come into a bit of form. He was coming in a vein of form, and big up to L5 Star at Naby Keita, best performance in an LFC shirt. Just a shame that he came off the way he did, exactly. And obviously we get some encouragement that Jurgen Klopp did say in the post-match press conference that with these type of injuries it does show up 2-3 days later, but he was all right in the dressing room, which we can take a little optimism from. But what I want to bring to you is that Curtis Jones, what Ronaldo did to Jones was a disgrace. I know, bro. It was. I wanted him off. He's blocked on my phone, bro. I've lost respect for him. I've had enough with him. He's gone, boys. But now, what I want to bring to you is obviously Curtis Jones. He come on in the midfield. But what I want to bring to you is that we're starting to see injuries pop up around the midfield. Is there an injury crisis in the midfield looming, Wakar?
100%. I think the only midfielders. I mean, I think Fabinho is just a little knock, but I think the only midfielders that are fit right now is Curtis Jones, Milner, and Henderson. And Henderson, he's injury prone. Milner, he's I think 34. You want to keep him for the big games, because he's got that experience and whatnot. But 100%, I do think there's an injury crisis in the midfield. I think we need to go and maybe buy a midfield in January. But with FSG, I don't think that's possible. So I just think that, I just think we could be fucked if we don't get a new midfielder, because then we're gonna have to start looking at younger options, which we're competing for the league. No disrespect to them, but we need players that have proven themselves already.
You need workhorses, don't you? And you need experience.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I 100% get where the point you're coming from, but obviously, we are seeing optimism from different performers who are versatile, can drop in from the attacking, positions. But Salah, what I want to bring to you is obviously we mentioned there to Wakar about the injury crisis. Do you think that this is a cause for concern? Obviously, going forward, that's 2 injuries. Milner's looks like it's a hamstring that he could be out for a few weeks. Do you think this could affect our form? Because a lot of people really doubting us going into this week of football in particular. And look at what we've done. We've come through without Fabinho for, all 3 of those games. And we all know how important Fabinho is to our system. Do you think this injury crisis will affect our form if it blossoms into something more serious?
I think maybe if it blossoms into something more serious, but I wouldn't say it's much of an issue as of now. I think when the fixture schedule starts to get packed, I think, say by Atletico Madrid on the 3rd of November, I think if we have more midfielders injured by then, I think that's when it's a problem. Because you look at the games after we have the Atletico Madrid game, we have West Ham, then we have Arsenal, then we have Porto, then we have the derby. So you need your best midfielders for them, especially West Ham and Arsenal and the derby, because those are going to be big games. Arsenal on form, West Ham have been good this season, and Everton is the derby. So our midfielders have to be fit. Of course, Milner's out for at least 3 weeks. It's a hamstring. Keita, hopefully he's not too serious. Thiago's coming back, but we know Thiago is injury prone. Fabinho, I have a feeling that his injury is going to be like a lot of journalists are saying it's minor, not that bad. But I just have a feeling it's just going to be longer than anticipated, and it'll be at least a month or so, which is a big blow, because although Henderson had been performing nicely in the 6th role, I think our very good midfield, we haven't even lost with the midfield with Naby, Milner, and Hendo. 2 of the players from there are injured. So if we have a game next Premier League game against Brighton, realistically, Thiago's not going to be 100% fit. So who are going to play? We're going to play Henderson, we're going to play Curtis, and Chamberlain. I don't think that's good enough midfield that has enough balance and stability. What I'm trying to basically say is that a midfielder is needed in Jan. Maybe not more than an attacker, but it's needed. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Neuhaus. I don't care if it's Bissouma. Ideally, you want it to be Gravenberch. just bring in midfielders, because I don't want to repeat of the same thing happening to the defense, which happened last year. Because the midfield, you need a strong midfield, especially in a title challenge. And if we don't have a strong midfield, then it's going to be peak for us come January and February.
Yeah, I agree. And obviously, big up to Salah. Brilliant points mentioned there, mate. And obviously, Pro Club's goals mentions bringing Jude, bringing Gravenberch. But obviously, Jude is 80 million. And when have you ever seen FSG spend 18 million in the
January,
summer?
no way.
Let alone in the January. Yeah, so that's what I mean. It just adds to my point. It compounds to my point that FSG, there is no chance of bringing Jude Bellingham. So Gravenberch may be a bit more of a possibility, but he'll still cost more money, a lot of money, which is not like FSG to even dip their pockets in. And to add further points to that, you know, the injury crisis that we had last season in the defence took them till the very final day, which shows that they're very stubborn in the way that they manage, you know, the financial aspects. We have talked about FSG a lot, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to take a lot for FSG to really dip their pockets in January altogether, to even buy a player, let alone a midfielder, if there is a problem there. But look, enough of the bad stuff. Let's end this Manchester United reaction on a good bit. What we're going to talk about is your star performer and how important has this week been for Liverpool. So we're going to start with Wakar for this one. You know, obviously on paper, this was the toughest week for Liverpool coming in, before Christmas in particular, having 4 away games on the bounce, including Preston in 2 days, which we will look towards the end of the video. How important has this been to obviously go to Watford, get a result against Claudio Ranieri with the manager bounce, so they say, go to Atletico Madrid away, Spanish champions, and win 3-2, and then to come back and beat your arch rivals Manchester United at Old Trafford 5-0. How defining has this week been for Liverpool in getting that statement out?
It proves that we're not here to mess around. We're here to go for the Prem, go for the Champions. We're here for everything. At the start of the season, there was obviously disrespect towards us, saying we might not make top 4. There was a pundit that said we're not even going to get top 4, which was just
name and shame. Name and shame, Wakar.
Yeah, I can't remember his name though, but
Neville. Probably not going Neville.
No. It was some random guy on BBC. Yeah, he's irrelevant now, but he got it totally wrong. I don't know what he was smoking, but on the point, Watford, it was. I think going to Watford, yeah, I'm just scared of Watford because of the last time we played them. Obviously, it was a sticky situation, but going to them, beating them comfortably, then going to Atletico Madrid. Obviously, we had a little scare, but we got the job done, and then smashing up United, who that's the difference between calling yourself title contenders and being a title contender. We showed them level, and my star performer Mo Salah, because he's unplayable right now. Every time he gets on the ball, something's gonna happen. He's just right, like he's in his complete form. I think he'll ever be in, because again 17-18, he was getting the goals. This season he's working for the team, tracking back, covering for Trent. He's doing loads of things that we didn't see in 17-18. And next year Mo Salah for the Ballon d'Or. Literally he's the best player in the world right now. But again, we are here to win trophies. We're not here to mess around. And again, we work best in silence, but hopefully people are starting to realize that we're not here to mess around. And just because also one point I want to bring up is that people say that if Virgil gets injured, we're finished. But if you think about it, when Virgil went, we were still top of the league. If we didn't lose all our centre backs to whatever happened last season, we would have won the league, in my opinion, because we were a few points ahead. We were winning games, and then the defense went into the mud. But it's been a brilliant week, and obviously Pakistan won against India, which even better for me, even better. But
yeah, big up. And what I'm gonna say, big up to Wakar, and obviously Salah. Same question to you: how important has this week been for Liverpool? You're on mute, bro. You're on mute.
Oh, but very, very important. I think to get that win the way we did it was amazing. But of course, we won against Atletico, and then the Atletico game was a bit scary. But what matters is you got away with the 3 points, and we're 3 points away from qualifying for the round of 16. And then the United game is just, bro. This game, people are going to talk about it for years, not even years. They're going to talk about it for centuries. The next generation and the next generation are going to know how Liverpool came to Old Trafford and smacked United 5-0. That's the importance of this win. I think I think a lot of people, if you had asked them, I think they would have been like, I'm a bit shaky on the United game and I'm not confident on the Atletico game. I think that's fair enough. It's because, again, in a derby, everything goes out, form goes out the window. But I think you have to forget on the reflection now. You have to look at what's actually happened. And what's actually happened is absolutely amazing. Only 1 point behind Chelsea. Again, the only thing I would say is that title race is a three-horse title race now. Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool. It's going to go down to who can stay more consistent and who can drop the less points. And we have less of an advantage in this title race. Mane and Salah will go to AFCON. See, only have Mahrez. Pep doesn't even like Mahrez. I think the only big loss for Chelsea is Edouard Mendy. Playing Kepa is going to be it's going to be a
That's
huge,
important. That's big.
it's going to be a huge downgrade on them. But I think Kepa brings a better distribution than Mendy, but shot stopping that saves you from goals. Distribution doesn't save you from goals. So if you look at all that, who's going to be more affected? Us. And knowing these owners, when we were at the top at Christmas, when we were at the top near January, they didn't see a need to bring in a centre back, although we were going through a crisis. Now, if you certainly think about it again, as much as I want to be optimistic that we do sign a player like Guiri, like Kenadiemi in January, what are the chances if Salah and Mane go? Unless, bro, there has to be a signing there placed by January the 1st, just like similar to a transfer from Minamino's. It has to be because he's missing Brentford, they're missing Leicester, and I think they miss Palace. I'm not believing the talk that he's going to go before Boxing Day, he's going to miss Chelsea. That's bullshit because that's 6 days after. That's 6 days before AFCON starts. They don't need to go 6 days. That's just gossip going around from the Athletic. But I think now you look at this week, we have to build upon it. We got Brighton. I think they will be beatable, but we need to build upon it. But Tower Race was certainly in it. We just need to, those draws that cost us in 18-19, we need to cut it off because those draws, just imagine one draw from that game. If we had won that game, we would have won. We would have been invincibles and we would have won the Champions League. We would have done the double. Same thing applies to this season, but this season it will be harder for us. The Salah and Mane go, and we have less depth out of the three to compete for this title. So hopefully we can stay up there in the title charge until February, March, April, May. But again, we have to take one game at a time. And again, it's been an amazing week so far.
Yeah, that's how we won the league back in 2019. We took every game by game, and that's what we'll have to do again. And for me, I think it actually, I think it actually affects Chelsea the most because I feel like, it goes by that famous saying, Ben. Attack scores you goals, defense win you titles, and the positions that we and City will lose will be attacking minded options, but I still believe we'll have enough come that point. Obviously, I still think we'll have enough firepower to last. I don't know how long they'll miss. I think it'll 2 games minimum, but I think with the Kepa, the defense is the important bit because if you're conceding goals, we found out in 2014-15 when 2013-14 with that Gerrard slip, we were conceding a lot of goals and we were found out at that point because, we cannot concede that amount of goals to win the title. So, Ben, obviously I'm going to ask you, mate, how important has this week been for Liverpool, considering the fact that, we've had no Fabinho to compound the 3 wins that we've had, as well. And, going on from that, do you think we can make it 4 wins out of 4 going forward to Preston?
I think this week has been huge, especially in terms of confidence. Like the boys are probably flying, confidence is probably flying sky high after this week, man. And we showed that we can dominate games, against lesser opposition. No disrespect to Watford. I mean, they did better Everton, so shout out to them. But we showed that we can dominate against that type of opposition. We showed that we can fight. We can actually, when a game doesn't go our way, we can fight, in order to get the result like we did against Atletico. And we can also dominate against a team that's supposed to be a title challenger, because we can dominate against them if they aren't performing at their best, and we can punish teams, because especially at the start of the season, first couple of games there was an issue with us being not clinical enough. So to score 5 goals and then 3 and then 5 again is huge, especially for our attacking 3 or attacking 4, to know that they now have that confidence to look for each other and to share the ball and go for goals. Mo is definitely my star performer, because he just does everything, like what Carl said, man. He's helping out Trent on defense. He's scoring goals like it's nothing, man. He's even giving assists now, and I feel like that's something that you always see in the media. Everybody saying how selfish Mo Salah is and all that, but I mean, when he gives an assist, you don't really hear anything about it. Yeah, I mean, it was also a big week from Henderson as well. Him playing in the 6. I just want to say that pass from him for Mo Salah's hat trick was crazy, man. I mean, if that was Pogba or De Bruyne, you wouldn't have heard the end of it, man. But yeah, he also has that in his locker, and not a lot of people know this because not a lot of people watch Liverpool the way we do. So that's why I always say he's one of the best midfielders in the league on his day. But yeah, overall, I feel like it was an amazing week. Preston is another challenge now for us. I feel like the team is probably gonna, just take it one game at a time, because that's what, like you said, that's what we did in 1920. Just took it one game at a time. Didn't get too excited. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And Salah, we're going to come to you next. Will Liverpool progress and make it 4 wins out of 4 away wins out of 4 since that international break?
I just want to say I have a bit of news. Is that yesterday a reliable source said that a midfielder is likely. There is potential for January, but as we do know, Jurgen Klopp is not fond of short-term fixes. And he was very, very reluctant to sign Ozan Kabak in January. So that's the thing on the midfielder. Again, I said, if we didn't sign a midfielder, if we didn't sign a defender when we had a crisis, even by the end of January, what makes us think we're going to sign the striker just because Salah and Mane are going? I just want to quickly say that. But Preston, I think you can't disrespect the opposition. I think I'm not saying just put a very good lineup. In no way I'm saying... I mean a very shit lineup, but I'm saying play some youngsters, but play some players that
have a fair moderation.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, put a mix of it, like just exactly like Norwich. So yeah, I think it's a game that we should win, and I think if we do win, we make it to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup or the quarters.
Quarters, I think.
Quarters. That's still a very good thingy.
Yeah, it is.
Considering that we normally get knocked out in the first round. So again. Yeah, I don't really mind about the Carabao Cup, but if we win it, we win it. So yeah, and plus I'd like to win it because I think if City win the Carabao Cup this season, they break our streak of Carabao Cups in a row. So it would be nice to stop that streak and make our thingy again. So yeah, I'm not too bothered about the Carabao Cup, but again, it's a thing we'd like to win. But I'd like to see like people like Williams, Mussolowski, Phillips. Tsimikas is going to be involved anyways. I don't think Origi will be involved. Yeah, Morton especially, because Morton was very good when he came on the second half against Norwich. So yeah, Morton. Who else? Gordon as well. So yeah, it's a chance. Like, yeah, it's a chance.
Yeah, exactly. And look, I think that is streak, if we beat that, at Preston, I think it will give us encouragement and, it'll give that players that new lease of energy to, try and push on and go forward. But, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to get score predictions. And Wakar, what is your overall thoughts? Obviously, we had technical difficulties there with you. But Preston, how are you feeling for that one? Can we make it 4 away wins out of 4? And what score prediction are you saying? Is it going to be pushed to penalties, or do you think Liverpool have enough quality at their disposal to get the job done?
I think we have enough quality to get the job done. Just like Salah said, I'm not too worried about the Carabao Cup, unless we get near the obviously near the end, quarterfinals and that. Then I start to think maybe we could win it. But I think we'll give them a cheeky 3-0.
Lovely. Yeah, 3-0. We score 3-0s everywhere we go. Everywhere we go, we score 3 goals, mate. Salah, Salah, what are you saying for score predictions before we move to Ben finally?
I'm gonna go 3-0. I'm gonna go 3-1. I think it'll be a pretty comfortable game, but again, Preston are a decent side in the Championship. They're not that bad. But I think if we can easily beat Norwich, then we can easily beat Preston. So, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, no disrespect to Preston, but I think, if we're beating Norwich, then we should beat Preston. But I think we have to keep a level-headed. Well, the players will have to keep a level-head perspective that they're in the quarterfinal. They're in the last 16, so they got to give it their everything to get to the quarters. So, Ben, what are you saying for score predictions?
I think we'll dominate the game because hopefully we'll play, a lot of our fringe players and a lot of our bench players, the likes of Minamino and Origi. So for that, I'll agree with Okar and I'll say 3-0. I think Origi will score, Minamino as well. And I think Curtis Jones will play, so I think he'll score as well.
Yeah, big up to Ben, big up to Salah, and big up to Wakar. And that is obviously where we get a wrap. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to L5 FC, but that is my channel right down by there as well. So make sure you drop a subscribe if you're not already. But guys, big up to you all. It's been a long time coming since we've had everybody on the stream. So big up to Wakar for obviously joining us this time out, and hopefully we can deliver more live shows in the future. But thank you for watching. Make sure you please subscribe for more Liverpool content, and make sure that you savor every last bit of enjoyment and satisfaction out of the fact that we beat the Manx at Old Trafford. Big up to everybody. Thank you for watching. Make sure if you subscribe if you're new, and most importantly, up the Reds. Right, take care, everyone. Peace out.
Take care, people.
Take care, people. Peace.